It's time for Coffee with Crochetpreneur. Welcome everyone to another morning chat. Do you have your cup of joe? I have mine, and I am ready to connect and say hi and answer your questions. I hope everyone is doing well today. What's happening? Crochet Business Summit ended on Friday, and it was a huge success. We had almost 3,000 people registered, which is a lot lower than previous years, but also previous years were immediately following um, the time of lockdown. And I think a lot more people were focusing on their business during that time, and a lot of people have closed their business since that time because they've gone back to work or they're busy with kids or whatever. So I think the industry is getting, I don't know, it's a guess. Anyway, 3,000 people attended the summit. It was a great time. I hope you were able to make it. If you were, and I hope my screen isn't blurry. I think my eyes aren't quite operational this morning. If you did attend, I'd love to hear what was your favorite presentation. And right now at Crochetpreneur, the doors are open to the Crochetpreneur Business Academy. They close tomorrow. Would love to have you join us inside the academy if you are ready to get really strategic about growing your business and maybe fix some broken pieces that aren't working properly, connect with community, get some coaching, all of that stuff. If that sounds fun for you, I put the link in the bio for you to join us. Also, before I forget, that really does look blurry to me. Before I forget, tomorrow we're going to do another live stream of the 7 Secrets Profit Makers Know. It is called Busting Myths and Paving the Way to Predictable Profits for Crochet Business Owners. If you would like to join me for that, again, the link is in the description, and you can join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's hard to pick a time for those things when you have a worldwide audience because people are doing things. If you can make it live, great. If you can't, you can catch the replay. But I would love to have you. We'll be talking about mistakes people make as they begin a crochet business, or even if they've been in business for a while. There are mistakes that I made years after starting my business. And I just want to share with you some of those things so that you don't have to walk that same path, and share sort of my framework for making profits that I use with my clients in the Crochetpreneur Business Academy. So that's all of that. Good morning, Tula. Hi, Karen. Oh, Elena's here. Elena was at the summit. Beth was at the summit. But happy to see you all. I know I sent out a last-minute email this morning to invite you to join me. I am still playing catch up. I still have to get all of the giveaway prizes sent out. And I have a couple different things to get done. But after the summit every year, I get this. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like biting something and trying to not get sick. It's one of those things where, you know how when you're in the midst of something really important, you just can't get sick. That's how it is for me, like going up to the summit. And then my body seems to shut down afterwards. So we're going to not let that happen. I'm taking my vitamins and doing all the things. So, all right, I put a link in the comments if you want to. I'll put it again. If you want to join me on camera and get some questions answered. So I'd love to answer your questions. I don't want to just sit here and talk to myself. So if you have questions about crochet business, if you're thinking about joining the Crochetpreneur Business Academy, if you have questions about that, I'd be happy to answer those questions. If there was something that was said at the summit that was confusing to you, I'd be happy to answer any of those questions for you. Who's feeling brave today? I think your name is Bijou. I went to the library last week after the summit to look for a couple of books mentioned during the presentations, only to find that my local library has a very tiny business section. Oh, shoot. Well, that's sad. I get most of my books on Audible so that I can listen to them. I live in the middle of nowhere, so it takes me a long time to drive anywhere. So I usually listen to audiobooks in the car, and that makes it helpful. It is $15 a month, though, something like that. But I have 3 credits. I need to catch up. The book I'm reading right now is taking forever because it's all science-y things. It's called Good Energy by Casey and Callie Means. It was recommended to me by Tanya of Nana's Crafty Home. And it's all about health stuff. And it's very sciencey. So it's not easy to get through. Okay, who has a question? Click that link, hop on camera, and we're going to chat about stuff. I challenge you. Challenge. I got a fire going this morning. It's a little bit chilly. Just a little. It's 41. It's not that chilly, but I'll need to drive into the city for a good library, but I have the Libby app where I can get audiobooks and Kindle books to borrow from multiple libraries. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I really enjoyed Eleonora's presentation on teaching. It's made me consider teaching. Awesome. That's great. I'm sorry my camera is blurry. Is it because I keep moving? Oh, good morning. Hi, Nancy. All right. Who has a question? I'm waiting for your question. Otherwise, I need to go do my bookkeeping. And I'd rather answer your questions. Speaking of bookkeeping, I have to catch up. We have a team meeting on Thursday. And so every team meeting, my team gets together and we talk about the business, how things are going, catch up on numbers and everything. And I need to bring them our background numbers of how much money we made, how our expenses looked. And since I haven't done my bookkeeping, I don't have those answers for them. So Tula said, for me, the main takeaway from the summit were several to do with mindset. I think that's one thing that often gets overlooked in the industry. And it's one of the most important pieces of building a profitable business. Marie Christine said, I'm still in my PJs. Just saw your email and hopped on. Not awake enough to remember if I have a question. All right, I get it. I see Melissa is backstage, so we'll put her on in just a second. Hunter says, I have a question. How do I go about writing a vision statement when my business is so new? I have no sales yet. You don't need sales to have a vision. So you don't need sales to have a dream. And so I would just consider, what do you want it to look like? And this is just going to guide you as you start making your first sales. I'm sorry, I have allergies, I think. Yeah, so just do it. You don't need to have sales to write a vision statement, and then start working towards that. I absolutely love the summit this year. I learned a lot. Your bookkeeping is important. I know. I had this commitment that I was going to do it on, the first of the month, but I was getting ready for the summit this year, and I was like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and now it's the 11th, and I'm behind. Good morning. I can't stand audiobooks. I basically grew up in a library, so I read really fast. Listening to an audiobook is just way too slow. Yeah, I put it on, I usually do 1.5 speed. So I'll put 1.5 speed and listen that way, so that, because I agree, most videos are too slow for me as well. But with my 60-year-old eyes, I don't read books as well as I used to. My eyes just don't cooperate. Okay, Melissa, do you think you're ready to hop on camera? I'm going to pop you on. If you're willing to show your face, that'd be great. There you are. Okay, I didn't see that you were vertical. All I saw was the top of your head in the background. So, let's see. I have you muted. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. Can you? Oh, I think you're good now.
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. Hi.
Hi.
What can I answer for you?
Um, I'm just feeling overwhelmed and just trying to catch up with everything.
Okay. So, this is what we say in Crochetpreneur Business Academy. Being overwhelmed is a sign that you're doing something new. It's a sign of your courage and the risks that you're taking and the actions that you're taking to move towards your dreams. And so they're just a symptom. They're not they're not something that's pervasive and is going to stay with you long term.
Okay.
So celebrate. Oh my gosh, I'm learning so many new things and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to take it step by step. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to be, you know, just decide what I'm going to work on today and everything else can wait. So just breathe. Just breathe. I know it's a lot. The summit is a lot. Um, and with everyone's energy and everyone's excitement, it can get to be really overwhelming. So I want you to recognize that you can just take it step by step. Did you watch the podcast yesterday? I talked about implementing and just brain dumping everything and getting it out of your head, so you stop
Yes.
rolling it around in your head and then decide what one thing can you work on this week.
Okay. Yeah, I
um,
watched it yesterday.
Awesome. So, what kind of business are you looking to build? Are you doing physical products or pattern sales or other something else?
Right now I'm doing physical products and craft shows, and I do have a website that I'm still working on that, getting that to look the way I want it to.
Hmm.
And I'm eventually going to do patterns and crochet hooks.
Awesome. All right. So, one step at a time.
Yes.
So, when people are building sort of those multiple income streams, and those streams will have different audiences, so you'll have different messaging. You're gonna, I would just solidify one path first and then add something else on
Okay.
afterwards.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You feel okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
all right?
I'm gonna be okay. My problem is I jump in and take on too much at once.
Okay. So I think it would be interesting to brain dump the things you're gonna say no to right now.
Okay.
And say like this is not for right now, this is not for right now, this is not for right now, and then um, decide what you want to say yes to.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Good. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you go unless you have another question. Do you have a specific question of
Not that I
something
can
to say?
not that I can think of, but I will later.
All right. Thanks for being brave and coming on camera.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate you. All
I
right.
appreciate you too. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. We'll let you go.
All right.
Awesome. That was our new friend Melissa. Um, all right. Man, you guys got busy in the comment section. Let me look. I just woke up. Um, let me see. I'm gonna like click on your questions so people can see them, and I'm gonna move this a little bit. Man, maybe it's time for a new camera for me. I'm new to this video chat. I'm Rosa. How would you begin a crochet business? General and vast question. So the most important bit, this is what I have people always go back to, and it's always the one that people skip over and go straight to product design, is to figure out who you want to sell to. Once you figure out your ideal customer, from there you can decide on a niche, and from there you can decide on your branding and you can decide on your product line. Oftentimes people start their crochet business and immediately dive into, this is what I want to make. They make the things, but they have no customers to sell them to and no audience to sell them to, and they don't even know who would want to buy that thing, and that's backwards. So identify who it is you want to work with, and that could be Sometimes it's a process of elimination, of saying these are the kinds of people I don't want to work with, or this is an audience that I am passionate about, or this is an audience I understand, this is an audience I really enjoy, and then build your customer base around that, and then develop your business from there. It's just a more practical way of building your business. So, all right. Good morning. I just woke up. All right. I saw a question mark here, so I popped it up. So we'll see what it says. I'm a lefty crocheter and have been teaching a few right-handed people to crochet. Do you find it hard to teach opposite-handed people? They told me I should charge for my lessons. Should I? I don't teach crochet, so I can't answer that for you. But I do think, there are strategies people use when they're teaching people who are other-handed from them. Sometimes using a mirror is helpful, or um, videoing and then flipping the video, that kinds of thing. Should you charge for your lessons? Yeah, you should. It's your time, it's your talent, it's your skills. And if you are taking your time to teach people something, provided you're not just like, oh, I'm just teaching my friends how to crochet, that's one thing. But if you want to build a business, then you need to charge and you need to make money for that. Um, so yeah. But also, I don't want you to give away your power by asking questions like, should I? So consider that and say, what would it look like for me to be the boss and make the decisions in my business? Do I think I should charge for crochet? Like, I could tell you what I would do, but if it doesn't feel aligned to who you are and what you want for yourself, then it's going to be like, well, Pam told me to do this. I don't really want to. And now I hate what I'm doing and it doesn't feel good and whatever. And so I want you to own that this is your life and your business, and there's not really any shoulds, but there is what's aligned with you and what you want to do. So I hope that helps. What does everyone use for their bookkeeping? Since I'm starting out again, I need something basic. Well, first, go follow the Yarny Bookkeeper, who's here on this call. She asked, what are you more comfortable with, spreadsheets or software? So I used to use spreadsheets, but then realized it's, for me, using software was better because it guided me where I needed to go and stuff. And it did all, yeah. Anyway, so I use QuickBooks, but yeah, connect with Nancy. She's the expert, and she can help you. So yarnybookkeeper.com. Okay, next. If I teach both face-to-face and online, one is a worldwide and one is local. If both are on one site, will it confuse Google? I have no idea. You guys are asking me tough questions today. I don't think so. I would definitely set up a Google business account where you focus on your local business. Get reviews for your local business and all of that on your Google business account. What's it called? Sorry, my brain is not working very well today. When people Google things and it comes up on the side, your local business thing, I would do that. But on your website, just put what you're doing. I don't think Google would be confused at all. Google's pretty smart. All right. Tula said she has an accountant who does it all for her, and she does her taxes. She said she never would have started a business without it. Yeah, I have an accountant as well. So I do my own bookkeeping, but when it comes to taxes, I have my accountant do that because that feels a little too over my head and I don't want to get it wrong. So, okay. So Gabriella, I'm Gabriella from Portugal. I signed up for CBA even if I am a knitter. I am an image consultant and an enthusiastic knitter. Awesome. I want to combine both of the worlds and create a solid business. That's really fun. That's awesome. Yes, knitters are totally welcome inside CBA. Part of why I started the Crochetpreneur Business Academy is because of that rift between knitters and crocheters, where there's a lot of services and a lot of businesses that market specifically to knitters, and crocheters have been traditionally treated as sort of second-class citizens and second-class artisans. And I was like sick of seeing that. And so I started my own place where crocheters can feel celebrated and seen and served. But that doesn't mean that we're excluding anyone else, because we don't want to do to other people what we feel like they've done to us in the past. So we are happy to have knitters. We're happy to have weavers, any sort of fiber artists. We're happy to have you join us. So welcome, Gabriela. You might not know this, but I speak a little Portuguese. Brazilian Portuguese, though, which I know is a little bit different. But I grew up in a town in Massachusetts that had about a 50% Portuguese population. So I grew up with many, many Portuguese classmates, mostly from the Azores. And then my first husband was Brazilian. And so I learned Portuguese when I went down to Brazil for an extended period of time. And I still speak in Portuguese in my dreams sometimes, which is so weird because we have not been together in a long time, 34 years. Anyway, yeah, some of those things with languages, they really stick with you. Anyway, happy to have you from Portugal. All right, next, Hunter. I got a journal to go back and rewatch the summit videos and take notes before I jump into the academy. That's a good idea. All right. Let me see. Scrolling down. Nancy and Kathy are having a conversation. So, all right. Could you? Oh, here we go. Chanel, could you share the links to the items that were in the content creators bundle? I've never heard of the front-facing camera attachment. Let me go get it right now. Let's see. So I have it in my cart. Yeah. So the front-facing thingamawhatsit, and let's see. I'm just going to grab the link. It's nice so that you can video yourself with your back camera and still see where everything is at on your screen, rather than using your selfie camera, which is not as good. So that's helpful. Here's the link. It is not an affiliate link. I just want to let you know that, because if it was an affiliate link, I would have to let you know. And for some reason, it looks like my account is disconnected from my affiliate, whatever. So anyway, that is the front-facing camera from, it's called Numoa. And everyone on TikTok loves it. So there's that. All right. I have to leave the chat. I feel warmly welcomed. Awesome. I'm glad. Business principles are the same. I can and will a lot for sure. Awesome. My local Joann's is closing, so now is the time to rev up my business. South Shore of Boston, awesome. Has been hard to start a small craft business, and now a small business loan. Ugh. All right. Massachusetts craft fairs, man. The church craft fairs, of course, they do typically look for really cheap prices. I am gonna, this camera, maybe it's because the sun is not out yet. But so fairs like, now you're on the South Shore, but I know like Bolton Craft Fair, I have a friend who raises alpacas and she sells there. She does a really good business there at the Bolton Craft Fair. Um, Different county fairs could be helpful for you in the local area. Um, yeah, if you're selling physical products. I think a lot of people are going to have to move to online and maybe buying wholesale from your local wholesale, not your local wholesale, from your favorite yarn company and just get on their wholesale list so that you can um, get reduced rates on your yarn from your favorite yarn companies. Sometimes you have to, I think with Line Brand, the first order has to be $500. So, save up or go in with someone if you can do that to get a wholesale order, started with one of these companies. But I know a lot of people are going to miss Big Twist yarns. And right now, I haven't heard of anyone taking that over or them being offered anywhere else. So I know it's tough. And then AC Moore closed down. Yeah, it's rough out there. All right. Do you have any recommendations for selling at markets? I've done a few, but would like to make sales more successful. I think how you set up your booth is very important because people will make a snap judgment. You have 3 seconds to get people attracted to your business. So they're going to make that snap judgment when they see your booth, whether you're a professional or whether you're, a hobby seller just selling stuff that you had laying around the house. Um, you could just put everything out on a table and people are going to be like, I don't have time to deal with that. Or you could actually merchandise your booth and, have some lighting, have some levels, have things grouped together that go together, have great signage, have price tags on everything. All of those things are really important for your markets. I would scope out your markets before you sell at them so you know what the customer base is and ensure that your ideal customer is going to be there. Because you could do everything in the world. You could have a great product line, you could have a great booth, you could have your pricing just right, and then your audience isn't even there, and so you don't make the sales. So there's a lot of things that goes into having a market season that is great, and so think about those things. Yeah, I would definitely go back to who's your target customer and check your product line and stuff like that. I believe you joined CBA, so there is the Mastering Craft Fairs course that you got for free inside of CBA that has tips in there as well. And just so you know, we are having a mini summit coming up. I think we're doing it in August, just about markets. So we will be diving into that just before like the busy market season happens. So keep an eye out for that. I hope that helps. I have been looking into crochet live streaming. Does anyone have an experience with this or know what is the best platform to be on? You could pick any. A lot of people like to live stream crochet on TikTok. I know people do it on Twitch, I believe, as well. Like any of those, any of them. What is best is going to be dependent on who your ideal customer is and where they hang out. So instead of saying what's the best platform, I think a better question would be who's my ideal customer and where are they hanging out to watch live streams. Once you figure that out, that's where you go. So I hope that helps. Crafts by Crafty Cathy's from Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. Kelly's from Massachusetts. If anybody here is from Massachusetts, raise your hand. It's a little state with a lot of people. All right. Do you have to be established to get on a wholesale contract? They're not going to care. I don't believe if you're established or not. They just want the order. Sorry, I'm messing with my cup. They just want the order. So, yeah, if you have the money to place the order, I think you're okay. Gosh, I signed up to be a wholesale account with Lion Brand in like 2014. So it was a long time ago. Um, yeah, so check out the like find your favorite company and just do a search on Google and do, company wholesale account, and it should come up with at least a generic like wholesale at xyzyarncompany.com or something like that you can connect with and say, I love your yarn. I use it for, my craft fair projects. I'd love to get on a wholesale account. What does that look like? And they'll probably send you a pricing sheet and their requirements for having a wholesale account. So every yarn company is going to have different um, wholesale rules and stuff. So check in with your favorite company. All right. I actually had my second craft fair this past weekend and made a profit. Not much, but a profit nonetheless. I did have some people that would say I could make this or that, or I used to do this. Yep, people are going to say that, mostly because they're coming at it from their perspective, not yours. And so when they say, oh, I could make that, they're trying to connect with you and like we have a shared passion. Um, so they're not typically saying, oh, I could make that. That's nothing special. That's not, a lot of times people take it that way. Uh, but usually it's because they're trying to make a connection with you and say, like, oh, I can do that too. Or, oh, my grandmother could make that. That's great. I have a pattern. No, this is what I would always say is like, I have a pattern for that. If you want to get it, I can get a link to you and you can make it on your own. So, use it as a way to connect with people rather than don't take that stuff as an insult. Even when people say they think your prices are too high, don't take that as an insult. That just means that the prices is not for them. They don't understand the value of your stuff, and that's okay. Not everyone has to become your customer. I want you to, now, it sounds like I'm lecturing you. I'm not lecturing you. I'm talking to everyone in general. When you're selling at craft fairs, put yourself in the customer's shoes. When you go to a craft fair and you walk by a booth and they don't have something that you're looking for and you just leave, are you then like judging the crafter and saying, I don't even know why they're here and their stuff is junk and they're terrible and all of that stuff? A lot of times I see on Facebook people who sell at craft fairs, and when people just walk by their booth and don't buy something, they're like personally offended, and it has nothing to do with you. And to be personally offended about something that has nothing to do with you is self-destructive. So I don't want you to do that because people are looking for something, and if you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. It has no there's no value. There's no like moral value on whether you offer what someone wants or not, or whether you price the way someone wants or not. So so don't take it personally. That's my advice. Okay. My main business project is to host a summit. Awesome. I need to learn about affiliate programs. Is there an industry standard for commissions? Or do I just fix it to make sure I cover expenses and have a profit? Well, it's hard in summits to know when you're going to have a profit and not, because my first couple of summits costs because I paid for help. This one I paid for help too, but now I know what to offload and what to keep for myself. But there's technology expenses and things like that. As far as affiliate programs go, I suggest Summit in a Box. If you would like a link to Summit in a Box, just send me a little message. I have an affiliate link to Summit in a Box. And that program walks you through step by step every task you need to complete for your summit. And it gives you all of those industry standard protocols. The industry standard that is suggested for summits is 30%. But also recognize that the majority of the customers are going to come from you and your email list. So I would say for my summits, 95% of the audience comes from me and my email list, and the other 5% comes from my affiliates. So even though there's 21 other people presenting at the summit, they don't bring in the same audience that I do, because it's because my audience knows me, because my audience is the ideal audience, and other people don't have my ideal audience, if that makes sense. So it's really important as you're picking your speakers that they do have, a similar audience to you so that they can bring in those people. But yeah, 30%, and then 40% if they offer some things to go into your upsell. But Summit in a Box is the way to go. It's a lifesaver. Um, I'm a bit concerned because I don't have plans to launch something during the summit, and I'm afraid the all access pass sales will go to affiliates since I don't have a list yet. Okay, so you're going about it backwards. So you need to build a list first, and then you can host a summit. If you try to host a summit before you have a list, you are going to be speaking to no one, and you're depending on someone else. I don't I don't like to build a business model where you're depending on someone else to build your business for you. Um, so so what incentive do your speakers have to come speak at your summit if you don't have an audience? They would have very little incentive because you're not saying, I'm going to get you in front of someone else. I'm going to get you in front of my audience. So think about that. And if you want to hop on a coaching call, I can send you a link to schedule a call or something. Because I don't want you to put too much time into thinking about this and then have it go wrong. Because it does take a significant emotional and time and energy investment, as well as a monetary investment to run a summit. So I'm happy to chat with you about that. What are your thoughts about mystery boxes? I don't love them. It depends on how you do them. I think a lot of time mystery boxes are stuff people couldn't sell. So they just put it in a mystery box so they can get rid of it. And I don't think customers appreciate it as much. I know, okay, so I'm coming from, that's my perspective. That's what I've done in the past is like when I have inventory that's been sitting around and I want to get rid of it, I put it in a mystery bag. I don't really get that much profit from it, but it gets out of my inventory and I don't have to deal with it anymore. It's not my favorite. And I don't believe while people do sell mystery boxes on Etsy, I don't think it's against their terms of service. So I wouldn't do that. And then just ask why. What are you thinking about? Why do you want to head that direction? Josephina said, I love that I'm nodding like you can see me. If you are on camera, I could see you. Josephina's mom is from Massachusetts. Mrs. Mountain Man is from Central Mass. So I went to college in Westfield, which is more Western Mass. Not that Massachusetts is huge, but it was an hour and a half from home. Westfield State, hoot hoot. All right. Also in Central Mass, look at this. Nancy's from Vermont. That's basically what I did. I tried to expand on that. Okay. Do the nerves calm down after a while? I get so nervous that I can't count. The nerves of what? What kind of nerves? People nerves or crocheting nerves? I don't know. Let me know. All right. Kelly says average lease per month here is approximately $2,200 for 1,100 square feet plus utilities. My account spreadsheet is giving me anxiety. So much upfront costs. Online seems more cost effective to run a small business. It is. That's why more people are starting businesses because online is more cost effective. I would, and again, this is me, I would start online and see how well you do and then work up to an in-person thing depending on what you're selling. A lot of people who are even doing great online, as soon as they start an in-person brick and mortar, they struggle because the overhead is just outrageously high. And our profit margins are already low, so it makes it tough. Okay. Kathy said, just the process of selling and people liking my stuff enough to buy. So the nerves is going to be a mindset issue. So, and that's like stepping into your confidence and stepping into your role as business owner, boss, CEO, and owning it, and building a solid foundation so that that your customers are going to want to buy the things that you sell. People who have experience under their belt know, when I launch something, I know people are going to love this. Or when I launch something, I don't know this is going to go over so well, because they have that experience behind them. If you're new, every single time you go to sell something, it's like, I don't know if this is going to sell. I don't know if this is going to sell. So it leaves you in a place of insecurity. So keep moving forward and keep taking action. And yes, the anxiety will get better, but you also have to make a choice around that. So choosing not to be anxious about it and choosing not to have expectations, and seeing the work that you're doing and the experiments that you're doing around your business as information gathering, rather than I need to make a sale, I need to make a sale, I need to make a sale. You feel the different energy, rather than I'm going to try this thing and see how people respond and see if people like it. And if I don't make sales, I'm going to analyze that information and say, what went wrong? Was it me? Was it the marketing? Was it the product line? Um, was it the pricing? Was it the yarn that I used? Was it the look of the thing? There's a lot of questions to ask when things go wrong, but you can't ask the questions until you put the thing out there. So looking at the business as an adventure, as information gathering, and as an experiment, rather than as anything that defines your worth as a person, or the worth of your skills, is going to take that pressure off. So let go of expectation and instead um, work on seeing things as an experiment. I'll work on relaxing and enjoying the customer interaction. Yeah. The more you get to know your customers, the more you'll get to understand what products they want to buy. So Hunter says, I was wondering the best inventory management system is, if you have used Square for a point of sale system. I used Square back in the day. I don't sell at craft fairs any longer. I always use a spreadsheet. Well, yeah. So inside CBA, there's an inventory management spreadsheet that you can customize to your own needs. I had set it up so that anytime I used a particular yarn, it took it out of my inventory. So I knew what was happening with my yarn inventory, and I knew what was happening with my physical product inventory, because it would tell me, like, you have 3 red hats in this style. You have, 3 black hats in this style. You have a black headband in that style. And so it would keep all those numbers for me. And when I made a sale, I would just mark it on a separate spreadsheet and then bring it home from the craft fair and then fill it into that spreadsheet, so it managed all of that stuff. So I like spreadsheets for that kind of thing. Nancy might have a better answer for you because she deals with bookkeeping and inventory. So go check out her website, and then check out that spreadsheet inside of CBA. You can just do a search for inventory or go into the CBA resources section and look for that spreadsheet. Okay, Deborah's here. What do you think are some best ways to grow a crochet Etsy shop? I just started a new shop for crochet and was so excited to get my first 2 sales this month. Yay! The best way to grow your shop is to continue creating products, adding new products consistently, ensure that you have proper SEO. I would use a tool like eRank or Marmalade to ensure that your SEO is all up to par, and make sure you have amazing photos. Those are my tips for starting an Etsy shop. You already know the bit about make things people want to buy. So that's the first step. Make things people want to buy, and then get them up on your shop. SEO will get you seen. Your photos will get people to click through, write really great descriptions, and that speak to your customer's emotion and the problems that your products fix, so that they know why they need this thing, and then they'll buy it. I hope that helps. Ooh, banging everything this morning. I'm going to be selling at a store, and I'm going to put pictures of what's in the mystery boxes, keychains, and sell them for $7 each. I'll be selling at a store. So why a mystery box and not just have the keychain for them to buy so that they know they get the one they want? I just don't want you to make it more work for yourself. Um, unless you feel like the mystery box is going to entice them to buy more than just knowing what they were getting. So check in with your own self and ask, if I was at a store and let's say I wanted to buy some yarn and they have the yarn out on the shelf and I can pick what I want, or they have yarn in mystery bags and I could just pick a bag and hope to get what I want. Which would you go for? And I think that can help you decide for yourself what you would want to do. Because you say you're going to put pictures on it, and I'm guessing that means you're going to put, like, it might be one of these 6 things, right? Like it's going to be keychains, one of these 6 things. Otherwise, if you put a picture on it and say it's an avocado keychain, then it's not a mystery. So I'm guessing that's the way you're doing it. So I don't know. It depends on who you're trying to attract. Kids are more likely to want to pick the mystery, and adults are going to be more likely to pick what they want because they don't want to waste their money on something they don't want. Okay, so you're going to sell to both. Are you going to sell both? So then give it a try. It's an experiment. Give it a try and see what happens. Okay, Chanel. I've had so many flop launches, but every time that happens, I get new ideas about how to do better next time. Exactly. Having that mindset of, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to do my best, but it could be market conditions. It could be algorithms. It could be all sorts of things that cause something to flop. And so you rework it and you try again. Excuse me. I wear a lot of my products. My salon offered to put a few items in their waiting area to see if they sell. We agreed on a 10% commission for the salon. I'm thinking about going to more businesses. It's a good idea. A 10% commission is awesome. Industry standard is 50%. I don't recommend anybody do a 50% commission with boutiques. 35% is kind of okay, but 10% is great. So if they're willing to do that, that's awesome. And so, yeah, I would check with other places where your ideal customer hangs out and see if something you could do is not just have the items there, but take some photos of you modeling the items so you could have a photo there of what it looks like on, because that's more attractive to people than just seeing the product without knowing what it's going to look like. But they'll probably try it on at the shop as well. But that's fun. Bijou says, I'd say with mystery boxes, it depends on where in the store they will be. If they're near the registers, they may work better as an impulse buy. That is true. I will be deep diving into the Pinterest video in CBA, but a quick question. Would listing physical product, photo link, or both boost traffic? I've seen a lot of success with patterns, but not doing those yet. Yeah, even if you're selling, people sell physical products on Pinterest as well. So I would link both your physical products and your other. People use Pinterest for everything. I would say yes. Actually asked a few modelists or stylists to model them. Perfect. So that's fun. That's awesome. All right. Any more questions, or does anyone want to whoops. Does anybody want to hop on camera to ask a question before we have to wrap up for the morning? Oops, let me put this down. I'm finishing up my coffee. Now, I don't know about Facebook. I don't know if Facebook is doing what it used to do. I don't think it is. I don't think I'm live streaming on Facebook right now. I'm going to check. Let's chat about, let's see, Crochetpreneur Business Academy, doors close tomorrow. Like I said, you can join in the live masterclass that I'm going to do tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you didn't come to the masterclass that I did last week, we're going to do it again this week just because I was so tired. Last week I was a little bit punchy, a little bit silly, and I want to record it a little bit more professionally. So I'm going to do it again. Let's see, how often do you do these live streams? So I do Coffee with Crochetpreneur every other Tuesday. And then I do a podcast live stream where I do more teaching on every Monday. Every Monday is at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you hop on my email list, you will get a notification or subscribe. Oh, while we're at it, like and subscribe to this video and get more business tips and get notified. Click on the notification bell so that you get notified when I go live, and you won't miss a thing. So yeah, Jennifer, I'm here every other Tuesday for Coffee with Crochetpreneur, and it's just a time to wing it. Like, this is not some SEO optimized video. This is just for us to get together and connect and chat. So yeah, I'm here every Tuesday. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm not at my best. I usually have a frog voice, and I'm still working on my first cup of coffee. I may or may not have makeup on, but if you can deal with that, I'd love to have you. I did not do the, I didn't put makeup on today because, man, I'm just tired. So that's that. All right. I think we're going to wrap things up, and that should do it for today. Again, join me tomorrow. The link is in the description. Join the Crochetpreneur Academy, Crochetpreneur Business Academy. I'd love to see you inside for strategic step-by-step strategies for building a profitable crochet business. And I'll see you all next week. Have a great day. And I think I had something else. Oh, an implementation planner. If you want to get a hold of the Summit Implementation Planner that you can use to implement any projects that you're working on, it has some tools and strategies for you in that. It's free, and you can request that in the description. That's what I wanted to say. All right, hop on my email list. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thanks for being here.